You can really taste the ginger in that. That is yummy. I feel like wellness is one of those terms that's kind of banded around the internet a little bit, especially by online creators, which is no bad thing because obviously it's great that we are talking about more how to look after ourselves, you know, prioritising self-care and rest. But I don't know about you, but I've sometimes found that some of that content can feel a little bit inaccessible when people are sharing all their kind of wellness habits and stuff, especially when I've been in phases of my life where perhaps my mental health has been a bit poorer, or I've not had the time and capacity to live in a way that I'd really like to. So I thought I would just share a more stripped back, kind of simple, hopefully, week in my life where I'll kind of highlight what I do to look after myself. I'd like to caveat though that I work from home, I'm self-employed, I don't have any children. My life and what I'm able to do is going to look very different to everybody else. But I still find that when I go back to basics and how I look after myself, I just feel a lot better. And for me, some of the main things are food. So I love food. I'm actually vegan. I've been vegan for 7 years and I love eating lots of plant goodness, and I prioritise that above pretty much everything. But also movement. I like to move my body regularly, and I like to do it in a way that is intuitive and mindful and realistic. I've actually probably worked out more this year consistently than any other year, purely because I focused on doing things that I actually enjoy, and I've really enjoyed increasing my strength and just feeling more energized. So this morning I actually just did like a short Pilates class because I knew that I was out last night at a family dinner and it was a little bit of a drive away, so I went to bed a bit later. I knew I was going to be a bit tired, so I didn't schedule in anything too intense. I think I said in a recent vlog that I actually use my Notion planner, my So Living planner that's still on my Etsy store, to plan my workouts and my food for the week ahead. So it just means that I can seamlessly include these habits and routines that make me feel good. And I'll probably sprinkle in a few other habits that I like to do through the week that help keep me grounded and mindful. Obviously, I am not a health or nutrition expert. This is just how I like to live. So I hope you enjoy spending the week with me. I have shared my kind of new love affair with Nourish Bowls a few times this summer because they are now my go-to lunch, and this is coming from someone that used to be really rubbish at lunch. I never knew what to have, especially when I went vegan. I was like, oh, well, I'm not going to be able to have a cheese sandwich. Especially when I went vegan, the vegan cheeses were not as good. So I was like, I don't know what to have. So it's taken me a little while to find my kind of go-to lunches, and I especially like Nourish Bowls because you can mix and match them. So in the winter I tend to just have like soups. I have loads of different types of soups that I like, but in the summer I love to grow my own greens, so it encourages me to create food like this. So in here I just roasted some new potatoes with some olive oil and salt and pepper in the air fryer. I could cut them small, so it only took 10 minutes. I marinated some tofu and yesterday, so I just fried that up. Obviously got my rocket in there, added some extra spinach, grated carrot, and I made this coleslaw, this like red cabbage and carrot coleslaw and spring onions a few weeks ago now, but I froze half of it, so I defrosted that yesterday as well. I do a lot of my food prep on a Sunday, ready for the week ahead. And then the dressing wise, I've just created a quick like cashew cream. Again, I did that yesterday. I soaked the cashews overnight in water and then just blended them up with the water and added the juice of a lemon and salt and pepper, and it's really, really quick and easy, and it makes like quite a lot, like how you always make some and then freeze at least one extra batch, maybe two. So really only have to make a dressing like once a month, and it takes no time at all. And to make it even quicker, you can soak the cashews with boiling water for just an hour if you don't have time to do it overnight. So yeah, this is kind of fueling my body, and I always feel so good after I eat it. So I'm gonna take a proper break and enjoy this now. So in all honesty, I'd hoped to exercise this morning, fit in this workout this morning, but I had other filming commitments that I had to get on with, so that's fine. It's actually now 3:30 and I'm getting around to doing my workout before I go on with dinner prep. But I try and just be flexible with it because I don't have time every morning, but it sometimes means I can do my workouts later on in the day, which sometimes feels like hard work to actually commit to, but I know I will feel much better after having done this. So it's going to be a burny one. We are doing glutes and abs. It was quite a hard one, but I have to say I really enjoyed that. When I do my food plan for my next shop, I try and look and see what needs using up to kind of inform the kind of meals I'm going to make. So tonight I'm going to make some risotto because I had some courgette that needs eating that was left over from last week. I don't tend to really follow a recipe now with risotto. I think I've done it enough times that I can kind of make it up, and it's always the same kind of basics. So I always just fry up some onion and some garlic and then toast the rice for a little bit of time. If I had wine, I would also add that at that point, but I don't have any wine. We're just going to do this with stock, which is fine. And I stupidly bought the rice that is called risotto rice, I think, rather than, what's it begin with? It begins with A. The rice that's usually used for risotto usually takes only 20 minutes to cook, but the rice I got takes 40 minutes. So I don't add the veggies till later because they'll get overdone, but I'm going to add in some courgette, like I said. I'll probably also add in some peas and some spinach right at the end to like wilt that in. I always love to add lemon to pretty much everything, so I'll definitely add some lemon juice once it's all cooked. And I got myself asparagus because what I really like to do with this is like shallow fry it and then add that to the top of the risotto. It adds a nice like different texture and flavour to it. I'm pretty hungry now after that workout and I'm going to get on with that now. Wait. Okay, ducks. I never actually want to go for a run when I wake up in the morning, but I'm always so glad I did. Get those endorphins coming. There's Oscar. Excuse the slightly random hairstyle. I'm just about to do some yoga and I find this is the best way to keep my hair out my face, but also like because my hair's quite short, when I put it up in a ponytail and I lie back, it like digs into the back of my head. So short hair girl problems. Yoga is one of those habits that I feel like I've been practicing for the longest. So I started doing yoga about 7 years ago now and I fell in love with it instantly, and I've done a yoga practice, you know, probably between 3 to 5 times a week ever since. It's been great to see my flexibility improve, although I would never say I'm like super flexible or anything, but to me it's just one of the best ways to help my body feel nice and like stretched out, and I don't really get aches and pains, and I think yoga is probably a big part of that. But to be honest, it's mostly for my mental health. Like I do struggle with some anxiety and I find that yoga is one of the best ways to combat that. And I exclusively use Boho Beautiful. They were the first yoga channel I watched on YouTube and I continue to use them to this day because I think they are wonderful. So I'll link that channel down below for you guys. Now I'm going to get into my practice.
On releasing tension and stiffness out of your hamstrings, calves, and hips. And then as you exhale, release your body all the way down forward into your child's pose. Just taking a second to find that breath. And tucking your toes under. Go ahead and arch the back. Drop that belly towards the floor. Look up towards the sky. On your exhalation, pressing into the hands, begin to lift yourself up into downward facing dog. meditation and breath to do in the morning. Gently start to deepen your inhale breath. Inhale in, and this time hold it at the top of your inhale. 3, 2, 1, and then exhale it out all the way.
I'm going to make a squash curry for dinner because I'm craving kind of like warm comfort food, and I make curry pretty much every week. I've got like a rotation of recipes that I use, and this one I've used, I've cooked only once quite recently, but I did enjoy it. It's quite similar to another one I do, which I do sweet potato and chickpea, and this is squash and chickpea, but it's got a slightly different flavour base and it includes chopped tomatoes instead of stock, so it's quite nice to have a little bit of variety, but it's still quite quick and easy and budget friendly, so I will link it below and get on with my cooking. Seems like quite a lot of mushrooms for one person, but I made this yesterday and it reduces so much more than I think. So I've decided to do more today, plus these do really need eating. I had actually planned to go on another run this morning, but I woke up feeling pretty tired, so decided to change my plan. Sky's getting up because I'm talking. She's like, what are you doing? You gonna lie down there? Good girl. Don't hit my tripod. So yeah, I decided to change my plans. I just did a little bit of stretching, decided my daily walk with Sky was plenty of exercise today, and it's really lovely day. Well, I say lovely day, it's our kind of weather. It's like windy, wet, grey, overcast. It's just, yeah, a really like almost autumnal feeling day, which is very exciting. There's definitely already some signs of autumn coming out, so that's thrilling. And of course I couldn't do a week of wellness and not mention spending time outside, because of all the things I do. I've said before, that's the most important to me for mental health, but also obviously still for my physical health. Walking is so good for you, and it's a lot more accessible than other forms of exercise as well. Yeah, I'm really proud of myself for changing my routine this morning. I even had an extra half an hour in bed, just listening to my body, which is something I'm still learning to do, because as much as I love a routine, it can mean I just sort of follow through with it even when I don't feel my best. And to be honest, like, I was expecting this kind of weekend to feel a bit tired because I'm due my period early next week, so I already know that I'm having that kind of pre-period slump. I get really tired a few days before my period, so that's something else I've learned to do this year, is really like tracking my cycle. So like next week I've just put in optional, like more gentle exercises for some of the day. You know, I've put in a couple of walks I'd like to do. I definitely do a little bit of Pilates when I feel up to it, and it means I will continue to enjoy moving my body basically, and do it in a way that actually benefits me rather than just doing it to hit goals that aren't even that important to me as a person. And I love having mushrooms on bagel. It's a very sort of feel good, yummy lunch to end the week with. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this week and it made wellness feel a little bit more doable, a bit more achievable in kind of day-to-day life. But I really wanted to film this video to encourage you to look after yourself, because there is nothing really more important than our health. I'll link the workouts that I did and any recipes in the description below. And thank you very much for watching, guys. I will see you next week.